After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 304. It is Monday, April 16, 2018 as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us, and we hope you find something that you enjoy, so we'll keep you coming back. And if you're returning, we're glad to have you back as always. If you are in the shadows, whether you are new or returning, please feel free to press your subscribe button on your right. I think that's where it is now. Just a button there.
Below us.
Below the podcast itself. If you are not yet part of the Ravelry group, please consider joining us. We have a lot of fun alongs and giveaways and things like that. But you must be a member of the group to be eligible, because that's where all the random number generator stuff takes place. Okay? All right. We do have a few new members. We have who are official. We have Nadiab, Nadiab 54, who is Nadine. Welcome, Nadine.
Welcome.
And this Danny Crochets, who is Danielle.
Hey.
Welcome, Danielle. We're glad to have you with us. Okay. All right. Whose turn is it to do tea first?
Well, you have 9 projects to my 8 projects,
I
so
think
you go
I have
first.
9, yes. Okay, so I have a newer tea. I have a Plum Deluxe tea today.
Whoa, hold the phone.
It is a chocolate hazelnut dessert tea. You've heard Talia mention this one before. And it says the perfect...
Did you not even open it?
Yeah, I opened it.
Oh, okay.
It's in my cup.
Hold on. There we go.
Don't mess with my packages. You have your own plum packages to mess with. The perfect flavor combo makes a rich, delightful cuppa. All organic honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, hazelnut pieces, hazelnut essence, love, gratitude, no caffeine. Okay, Plum Deluxe, that's Andy. And let's see here. I haven't had really much of this yet, so let me just see.
It's a good tea.
I do not have my owl mug today because I used my diffuser. You want to taste?
Do you want me to have a taste with the allergies?
As long as it's allergies and not a cold.
Oh, it should only be allergies.
Okay.
I guarantee nothing.
If I get sick, I blame you.
And then I'll blame everyone I'm exposed to. That's good tea.
Mm-hmm.
I always like the hazelnut taste.
And using the rock sugar really helps not to mask the taste.
Well, how long have I said that? The rock sugar's amazing.
I don't know, I stop listening to you when you talk.
I know you do. It's unfortunate.
What's in your cup?
Sorry for the allergies, guys. And my mug is also Plum Deluxe tea. And it is white chocolate peppermint herbal tea for sweet and cozy moments. And this is also Rubio's tea, honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, coconut flakes, white chocolate essence.
I don't have white
caffeine.
chocolate essence in mine.
You don't have coconut either.
Mm-mm.
Although I do like the hazelnut in yours.
Yeah.
But I've always liked hazelnut coffee and things like that.
I like coconut too. I like things with vanilla in it.
Well, this has vanilla in it. No, wait. I thought it had vanilla in it.
I don't think so.
Does yours have vanilla in it?
I don't think so. It's hard to find vanilla and chocolate together.
Well, I don't know why it'd be hard. They complement each other.
Boy, it tastes good.
Okay, so. This is a good one.
It'd be good to see how it tastes different.
Well, the difference of the peppermint and the
White chocolate, right?
yeah, and the hazelnut for yours.
Oh, this is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the peppermint's what I'm
Yeah,
tasting. Yeah.
yeah. You're gonna taste strongly the peppermint versus in yours you taste strongly the hazelnut.
Okay, so that's that.
I need a haircut.
So do I. I may come back and it will all be gone.
Yeah, you say that, you never will do it.
Okay, my coupon code, I am going to let it go live now for everybody who is a viewer as opposed to just Ravelry. So the coupon code for Lady Furnicle Creations is 15% off until the end of June. So the first, what did I start at? So all of February and half of March, it was just for us. So now
For
it's
by us.
by the Ravelry group,
Yeah.
is what I mean by us. So now I'm going to open it up to everybody who watches us on YouTube. And the coupon code, 15% off, is, oh, I didn't even write it down here, did I?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what it is.
Yes, I did. PHN ACW June 18. It's all caps. PHN for Pinhook and Needles. CW is for Crocheting Hoovian. And then the month of June 18. PHN ACW June 18. And that's 15% off. Anything in my shop for viewers who are watching with that coupon code, okay? And that's good until the end of June. Mm-hmm. All right? And, of course, my shop is Lady Furnicle Creations, and there will be, if you're in the Ravelry group, you can find it from there. I think it's in the show notes, and it's on the top with the information. Mm-hmm. Okay. In other groups, the Harry Potter Cal, which is Victorian Studios podcast, Maureen, who is Victorian Studios, she's hosting that all year long, January through December of this year. Anything Harry Potter related, and the information is in her group. So all you have to do is check it out there. It's a really wonderful group to be a part of, and the podcast is a lot of fun as well. Now, the Year of Socks Cal is going on in the Crocheting Hoovian podcast, and that's also a year long. And it's just what it says. It's socks, okay? Any socks, tube socks, shorty socks, long socks, baby socks. Laura went through the whole list of socks, including, I think, animal socks. As long as it goes on feet, she counts it.
So what about Christmas stockings?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Laura. My husband's home, so I have no idea who that is. Okay. So that is something, I think you picked it up. That is something that you might want to consider doing if you like to make socks, or if you want to maybe start making socks. Laura's podcast is a wonderful podcast. She just put up a new one last week or a few days ago, so that's a good one to watch. She also has another Cal going on that is kind of tied in, not really tied in, but took its inspiration from our Tea and Tales, and it's Family Movie Night. And I believe that's also a year long.
So for those of you who have references in your projects to things, but it's not a book.
Or it's a book and a movie.
Yes.
You can put it in her Cal, okay? Cal Lal, I think she also accepts loan stuff, but you have to ask her.
Because sometimes there'll be adaptations of a book.
Adaptations
of a book where a character doesn't exist in the book, and it does exist in the movie.
Right.
So if that's the case...
Or like in Anne of Green Gables, they combined a couple of characters, which I really hated.
Right, but it's not really going to affect things for the Cals because
I guess not. Well,
the characters still exist.
Well, it depends which one they got rid of.
But what I'm saying,
what I mean is, okay, I don't remember which way it went, but they had Mrs. Lind and Mrs. Barry, and they combined them.
Yes.
So if they only had one in the movie, whichever one it was.
Right, for the movie, then you wouldn't be able to do the other one.
That's what I'm saying.
But for the sake of our Cal, the book one, sometimes, like, the example for that would be It's a Wonderful Life.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life is the name of the movie, and that has the character Zuzu, which, you have Zuzu's petals, that amazing pattern. That would work for Family Movie Night, but unfortunately, because Zuzu wasn't named by name in the book that It's a Wonderful Life was based on, that would not be eligible for...
And there's no movie adaptation.
And there's no book that's, based off of the movie, which is unfortunate because I did look.
Mm-hmm.
If you could say there's a movie adaptation book, like there are for ones like The Mummy, then you'd be cool to go. But
Right.
some movies don't have adaptations.
Right. Okay.
I think Princess Bride does, actually. You just have the original book and then you have the movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. I haven't checked. Okay, the Shorty Socks Cal. That's Undead Yarn, Heidi. And I believe that's a year long, so that's still going on. And it's socks, okay. I think it's all socks, but she started with Shorty Socks. So you have to check it out, okay. And she's also got a really good podcast.
Is that still going?
I mean, not
the podcast, but I know the
I believe
podcast
so.
Going,
I believe it's a year long.
Okay.
The Never Gonna Knit You Up Cal is Bakery Bears. That's Obi-Wan Knitter and Bryony Bears. Okay, and that's special. It was me, Lorraine, who said it. That special skein of yarn that you can't.
Said what?
You know, that you can't decide whether to knit up. She was wondering who had said that about the special skein of yarn. I was watching her podcast. Hers is like, I think it's called Ellen's Knits. But she's got a good podcast. You have to check hers out because she has one for makeup and one for podcasting. So if you're interested in both, check out both of them.
Well, I guess technically both are podcasts. One for makeup, one for crafting.
But one for each, yes.
Oh, okay.
So she has a very, like Maureen, she has a very pleasant voice to listen to. She's very well modulated. So it's really nice to listen to her talk. Let's see here. The Never Cast Off podcast is still doing their stash reduction or stash management, or whatever it is they're calling it. I believe that's for a year. I don't know if there's prizes. The podcast is well worth checking out, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Just to keep an eye on your stash. I don't know if there's prizes. They'll tell you if there is in the thread there, I'm sure. And while I'm in that group, we have a thread open for a giveaway that Debbie Hostis, who is Deb's Destiny from that group from Never Cast Off, she had donated first she donated 2 as prizes for autism awareness, and we thank her for that. She also donated 2 patterns of her new stained glass 3/4 cape to the podcast just for a prize for you guys. So I opened the thread up, but I don't think many people saw it. So I had said I was going to close it last night. I am keeping it open one more week. This is what it looks like. It's a really nice cape. You can see that it's got like a solid color, and then she's got multicolored in there. I guess it's either maybe a what do you call it? Not an ombre, is it, or a
ombre?
Ombre. What's the other one? The variegated. And it looks really, really nice. So right now you have a really good chance of winning this. So you have one more week to try and see if you can get this for free. Okay? And there's a coupon. Well, we have a BOGO. Buy one, get one free. Also, if you buy one of her patterns, you get one free with the coupon code that's in the group. Okay? So you might want to check that out as well. She has several patterns and they're really nice. Okay, so thank you, Debbie, for this. All right, so this will close at midnight on the 23rd. Okay, going into the 24th.
And I received mine too, Debbie. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay.
That was the one that when it came up for testing, I thought about it, but I was like, I really don't think I can keep up with the test right now.
Yeah, I can't keep up because of my hands, but she gave it to me anyway and said, I hope your hands feel better. I thought that was really sweet of her. Okay, moving on. Oh, Bee's Knees, which is Brittany, and what is... no, Bee's Knees is Bonnie's, and Comforting Crafts is Brittany's. They each have a little long going, just for the fun of it.
It is kind of funny, though, the Bee's Knees is not B-Wing.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's pretty funny. But Brittany has the 18 hats in 2018, and Vonnie has the 18 toys in 2018, so that's a lot of fun, too.
I think I need to put a hat that I haven't yet in Brittany's.
I have a hat or 2 to put in Brittany's, and I have a toy to put in Vonnie's.
Yeah,
so
I don't
need
have
to
any
do
toys
that.
yet this year.
Yeah, okay. Now...
My projects are kind of weird this year.
Yeah, mine too. Okay, our current alongs, all right, we have our Autism Awareness Cal, which is going on, and I didn't have time to really look up things to say this time around, but I did want to mention that Vonnie had contacted me, and this is something I'm glad she reminded me of because I forgot to mention, that Asperger's is no longer listed as a separate
Right.
not disorder, however you want to say it. Diagnosis, that's what the word I was looking for. Diagnosis, it is listed under autism.
Yeah, I think it was once the DSM, was it DSM-5?
DSM-5.
Yeah, came out.
I personally think that's not such a great idea, but that's the way it is. It's no longer under its own category. It's autistic spectrum still, but it's listed as autism, high functioning autism, along with I think PDD and other things. I don't know what else. I'd have to go look, but
When PDD still remain its own diagnosis?
pervasive developmental delays. You know, I don't know. I'd have to go check. It's been a long time since I've looked at anything like that. I'm kind of out of the loop. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of things that are lumped together in that. And Beth or somebody can tell us if PDD is in there. I can look it up just as easily. But, you know, if Beth is seeing this, we told her.
Because I'm pretty sure autism spectrum doesn't always have to be a developmental delay.
No, it doesn't. I didn't say that it did.
That's why I'm saying that's why I don't think that PDD would fall underneath.
I don't know. I remember that looking up some of these symptoms were very similar. Davina's symptoms could easily have fallen into that as well. But anyway, that's the main thing I'm going to say about that right now because I don't have a lot of information. I don't want to wing it.
Things, yeah.
So the Autism Awareness Cal goes from the January 1st? No, April 1st. Boy, am I way behind. April 1st to June 30th.
Yeah, January 1st is a long time
Long time ago, okay? So it goes April 1st to June 30th of this year, and it's anything...
Do you want to do over? Want to start January again?
Not particularly. Okay, we have anything that's bright colored that is loom knit, knit, or crocheted, all right? It can be started at any time, and it doesn't have to be finished. WIPs are acceptable, okay? Chatter, WIPs, and projects that are FOs all go in the same thread, okay? You have to be you have to be a member of the group to which you post for prizes, and there are 3 of us. Well, actually, there's 4 of us in terms of groups. There's our group, and then our co-hosts are Crocheting Whovian, who is Laura Concert, and Cappy Yarn and I podcast. And then there is kind of a supporting group, and that's the Loom Along group, and that's Mom Cook and Round and Round I Go, because that's Beth and Renee, or Renee and Beth. I had it backwards.
You said there's like 4 of them. In reality, they're
yeah. There's a lot of moderators in the Loom groups, and I just know those 2. I think Cody is a member as is a moderator as well, but I'm not sure. So you can post in there as well if you're loom knitting something, as long as you're a member of that group. All right, now I was impressed. Laura's requiring 90% of the project to be bright colored. We're only requiring 75 to 80%. Okay, or more. All right. Let's see here. The code.
But we're not going to sit there and be in.
No, with a ruler and looking at percentages and things like that. Now, the tag is PHNAA 2018 for Ravelry and hashtag PHNAA 2018 for Instagram. All right.
It's one of those things that if it's obviously mostly bright,
you'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. Now, brights can be a little subjective, okay, and
camera specific.
Camera specific. So, I'm generally, if you say that it looks brighter off camera than it does on the picture, I'm going to believe you, okay? And Talia will believe you. Most our moderators will believe you because we're not there, and
it's okay. I'll judge you in my heart.
So you know, I appreciate everybody who has asked.
But it can be very hard to judge based on cameras.
We have had a couple of them have to be swooshed, and if I miss one for whatever reason, and when we pull, I don't think it's the right one, I won't give it a prize. So okay, but in general, you know, we haven't had that issue. Okay, because you guys are really good about it. You ask when you have questions, and you pull them yourself if we're, you know, if you feel that we're kind of this way, that way about it, or we swish it. So
That's bright.
this is very bright. So is that actually, that blue. Okay. Now, anything that's dark or somber that's put in there will be, you know, swooshed to a to another thread, most likely the show off thread. Okay, so it doesn't clog up the random number generator. Let's see here. We have suggestions for projects, for patterns and things like that. These are not requirements. These are simply if you need a jumping off place to look for patterns. Okay, anything that's brightly colored, okay, is fine. Just keep it, you know, rated G or PG. Okay, mom, family mom here. Okay, all right. Let's see here. We have. I'm trying to see here. Any Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern. Any Lady Fernico Creations yarn, especially the 2018 yarn awareness autism awareness colorways, any Brightly Crocheting Hoovian pattern, any Yarn and I Cappy bright colored yarn. These will all be what's the word I'm looking at? I can't pull my words out. These were eligible for 2 chances at a prize for an FO. And if you were to put together one of my yarns or Cappy's yarns that are bright colored with one of Talia's patterns or with one of Laura's, then you'd have 3 chances for an FO. All right, but you are responsible for the multiple postings, and please put the yarn band, the ball band, okay?
I'm cold.
Let's see here. I already said all this. Okay, we've had several donations for prizes. We are very grateful to Looney Hiker for her Betsy Ann shawl pattern that she's donating. Okay, take a look at that. It's a really pretty shawl. Cappy and her mother donated a really beautiful set of stitch markers that Cappy's mom made, and she's not making them anymore, or not making many of them, so this is awesome that we have this. Victorian Studio, who's Maureen, donated 2 sets of stitch markers, a yellow set and a red and purple set. So there's 3 Progress Keepers / stitch markers in each set that we're doing. One is a yellow, completely yellow gold set, and one has 2 puzzle pieces that are red and one that's purple. Okay, so that's really awesome. Thank you. And then we have a Silver Shed USA medium sheep project bag from Ann Brody. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Deb's Destiny, as I mentioned earlier, donated 2 copies of her new stained glass cape pattern. So if you don't win it in the other thread, you might be able to win it here. Okay, that's 1 for each of 2 lucky winners. Spinning Laura, who is Laura Smoot.
Laura what?
Spoot. Her bunny passed away.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're sorry, Laura. It was such a pretty bunny.
I didn't know that.
It was on Instagram.
Oh.
1 Save Our Sweaters with Lily Brush is going to be a prize, so thank you, Laura. Miss World, who is Amy. Okay, she's donating a copy of her Autism Awareness Bear and Weighted Lap Pad pattern. Okay, and that's a really nice pattern, really sweet. So thank you, Amy. Mama C, who is Christina, donated a skein of opal worsted weight yarn and a small project bag, and that's new, so I'm going to show that to you. This is the bag. It's a little cute little sheep bag. It's a
Perfect for like socks or hats.
baby things, or a nice size Notions bag, or almost, you know, makeup
Diana's
bag.
hat.
Maybe makeup bag, anything. It's really
Diana's
cute.
hat.
Diana's hat. So really nice. And the opal yarn is worsted, so that's kind of cool. This is one that I wanted to try because it's actually worsted weight. And this is in, I guess it's 8-ply.
I don't think it generally says the colorway on it.
Wintermond?
Wintermond, I think, is the not the brand, but the like the collection name.
Now this is in German, but I think it says 75% wool and 25% polyamide.
Because if I remember correctly from Dan and Kay, the colorway names aren't normally on here. Or they're in German.
I think it's probably Winterwood, which is
no, Wintermond is usually. I think that's usually like the brand, like
it's
the
opal.
No, not the brand. The collection.
Oh, the collection.
Because they'll have collections, and then they'll have colors within the collection. I'm pretty sure Wintermond is the collection.
I have no idea.
Because Fabre is 8921. That's color.
Anyway, this is 75-25. Okay, isn't that pretty? Okay, and this is. It seems to be wool and polyamide. I have problems with that word. Okay, so thank you very much, Christina. Thank you for all of our donators for that. to go in my donation, in the donations
I'm
thing.
pretty sure Dan K says they don't name their colors on their yarn bands.
Yeah, they're very creative. All right. The
Like, if you look them up online, you could probably find out what the
Oh, and
colors
I forgot. We had one more donation, and she wasn't. I have her listed, but I have her listed. I put the whole letter, so I missed it. Mom Cook, who is Renee, is let me see here. She's going to donate the proceeds from the sale of her Loom-Along pattern through May to the Autism Research Institute in San Diego, and the pattern is the Jack Be Nimble. So, baby blanket, and I think I mentioned that.
So, guys, pick up the Jack Be Nimble.
I did that already.
I don't loom knit,
Here it is.
so-
Here it is. That's a featured pattern. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's
yeah,
a
because
featured
I
pattern.
don't loom knit, so that's not something you'll see me doing, but definitely pick it up if you are a loom knitter or have any interest in loom knitting.
Yeah, that's a featured pattern. So I forgot to mention that her Jack Be Nimble pattern. Okay. Just want to see here. I tried to clean this up, but I still have some things that are, I guess, not where they're supposed to be.
Why is it so cold in here?
I'm not cold.
You're not cold? It's cold in here.
Okay. She says that she thinks it'll be a nice pattern to adapt to bright colors. I've seen it. I think it would be very nice. Okay. Now, the PHNT and Tails Cal is going strong. We're really happy to see so much activity in both the Cal-Cals. This is a year-long Cal-Cal. We've already done the first quarter, and we're a month into the second quarter. 2 weeks into the second quarter. And this is anything related to T and or Tails. So novels, graphic novels, short stories, magazine stories, has to be a full story, play adaptations, things like that. Anything that tells the entire story in a book form, okay, or or a ebook form.
Fairy tales,
that kind of thing, okay. Also,
if it's a tale about tea, all the better.
Sherlock Holmes and things like that, where they have like several short stories in that. It's one of the reasons why we said short stories, that kind of serial type of thing. That counts because it's
Father Brown is the same way.
Yeah. Okay. This
Father Brown actually doesn't have any one long full-length novel. I think he is all short stories.
I think he's all short stories. This runs throughout the whole year, as I said. It is a Cal Lal, just like all of them. All of our alongs now are Cal Lals. Okay, we are very loom friendly. Okay. Excuse me.
Nope.
Previous whips will be allowed. Chatter pictures will be in the same thread. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. Okay. And as always, any Franciscan Gypsy Design FO, any Lady Vertical Creations FO with the yarn will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. We also have featured patterns. Anything by Joanna Johnson's that has to do with Tea and Tails, she's knit. Anything by Mom Cook that has to do with Tea and Tails, she's loom knit.
I don't think we have a crochet one.
Yes, we do. Crocheting Hoovian.
Oh, okay. That's
Crocheting Hoovian. She has the Hufflepuff pattern, which is a Harry Potter reference.
and I have a couple that are.
Well, and you can make it stretch. I mean, you can. If you do an owl, it could be an owl for Hedwig for Harry Potter.
The bookworm was definitely.
Well, yeah, we already went through how all the different patterns. If you look at the Nancy Matthias patterns, a lot of them pull from graphic novels for superheroes and things. So that's good.
But I mean, what's more Tea and Tails than a bookworm?
Right. Be careful. We want these to be tales, as in fiction. Okay.
Yes.
Fictional tales. All right. They can be historical fiction. Okay. But they need to be fictional. All right. Let's see here. Our quarter 2 prize is one prize is a Plum Deluxe Tea, like those purple packages. It'll be one of those. And for the second winner is the skein of yarn that Margaret Fiber Hermit donated. It's a really pretty yarn. I don't have it with me right now, but it's a really pretty yarn. So I think it's in the in one of the Harry Potter colorways, if I'm not mistaken.
Jumping back to the Plum Deluxe Tea, if you end up winning that, we will be asking you about allergies.
Yes. Do you have allergies to nuts? Do you need decaffeinated? Things like that.
Because that's information that we'll need going in and selecting your tea.
Yeah, because Andy's very good about,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that kind of thing. That is a good tea. Chocolate. Which one I do? Chocolate hazelnut?
You did chocolate hazelnut. I have the white chocolate peppermint.
Okay. All right.
Because apparently we felt like chocolate today.
End of year prize will be at the end of the year. We're having a big prize because this is divided into quarters. And then we have a big prize at the end of the year, which is a great big set of all wool minis and a set of note cards from Brittany. Okay? And there
And
may
that
be...
pulls from everybody.
Yeah, that's from everybody. Because right now, like, I pull for the second quarter from post number 949. Okay, but when we pull in December at the end of the year or January 1st, when we pull for that last prize, the big bag of minis and the note cards and whatever else we might have put in there, that's going to be from post number 2 or 3 all the way through. Because 1 and 2, I think, were
Generally, they're like us.
us. Yeah. So, okay. Alrighty then. I think that's it.
Okay, so we know that you have more than me.
I have 9, yes. So,
So-
I will go to start it first.
Yes, but I don't think you have much more than me. So you only get
Do one.
Do
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Do one. I don't have to do I don't have to do any double. I just do one.
Yeah, you just do one.
Okay, let me see. In my
Didn't I just say that?
I wasn't listening.
I know.
Okay. The Foon in the Woman Cave bag by the lovely Anne Brody. We love Anne. She's amazing. Is my this is my blue sky shawl from it's in my own head. This yarn was given to me by Laura Concert. And I decided I wanted to work a little on this. I don't think I worked a whole lot on it. I think this is 100% alpaca.
It was baby alpaca, wasn't it?
It's just regular alpaca.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I don't know. My ball band's in here somewhere.
You lost your ball band?
I think Dan took it. He wanted it in his collection.
It went where all
All
Ball
ball
bands
bands go, yeah. Okay, I don't know where the ball band is, but anyway. Usually I put it in the center of the cake, but... So this one doesn't have nearly as much done on it as the other one, even though I started it earlier. You can see the stitch markers that Cappy's mom made, the little turtles, for the last autism awareness. Thank you, Cappy and Cappy's mom. And this is really soft, and it's so pretty. It's a little lighter than I normally would wear for blue, but I do like it.
lighter in color.
Yeah, it's by light I mean pale.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean that it's not bright. It's fine.
Well, I wasn't sure if you meant light as in lightweight at first.
It's not particularly lightweight. It's worsted, I think.
I know that sometimes alpaca can be a little bit light, which is why.
Yeah, it's very airy.
That's what I meant.
It's very, and these are my knit picks. I need to switch these out. Although because of the nature of this yarn, there's no real blue in here, so it's not too bad to see. But so you can feel how, you know,
yeah.
it's very airy. I'm using US 8s, and I think this is a worsted, but I don't have it down here what the weight is, and I can't find the ball band. So I don't know.
Did it ever come with the ball band?
Yeah, I had it. I had it stuck in the skein, but I don't know what happened to it. I guess my skein ate it. Oh,
Well, maybe if you fed it
I'm
once
gonna
in a
do
while,
that.
it wouldn't be so hungry.
Can never feed a skein after midnight. Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
you're never up after midnight. Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag is the Mew, and that's the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Carite. I'm using Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the colorways Faded, Sherp, and Marine. And that gave me enough time to finish my row.
That's good.
And I picked up this yarn last Maryland Sheep and Wool and decided to leave out the twigs.
I have to pull mine out again. Ha ha ha.
Whenever you say pull it out, I think you mean frog.
No, I'll say frog. I'll say rip it, rip it.
So, did a fair amount of this actually.
Very nice.
Couple rows. The rows are getting longer, so it takes a long time to get through one.
That's pretty.
I think last week I had barely started this grayish blue section, which is the faded. But it's growing. I look forward to having this, even though it's not my usual colors. Even Davina noticed that. She was like, this is normally your colors.
She's hinting.
Actually, I'm not sure that she is.
She doesn't really go for that either. Although it's got the...
It's got the bright blue that she likes.
And the gray.
Yeah. It's a color she could definitely wear well. I'm just not necessarily willing to give it up.
I have dibs on it anyway if you gave it up. Okay, my next one is my Kickboo Holiday Owls bag. And this is my Do You Want to Build a Snowman baby hat. Okay, this is a loom knit baby hat. I didn't do a whole lot on... Well, I guess I did more than I thought. Huh. You can see the blue and the gray in there, the blue and the silver. It's a Frozen reference. I suppose I could enter this in Laura's.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for ours.
You can see the inside. No floats. No floats. So, this is fun.
Because the actual Christian Andersen story is very different.
Right. Okay, so that's this. I always feel like I can make gauntlets with this.
I think that when you're done, though, it would be too stretchy.
Well, you'd have to put ribbing in or something. Because this is just regular knit stitch.
So, my next project is... Oops!
Oh, gee.
Hi! Sorry.
Sorry about earbuds.
I dropped my cover for my tea. Nothing broke. My next project is just a little chilly miter square Afghan, which has scrap, sport, DK, and worsted weight yarns, occasional bulky. And this was based off of Kay's tutorial that ended up being a basis later for what she used for
Stitch in Time.
the Stitch in Time. So this was Stitch in Time.
I just Stitch in Time, Stitch in Time, Stitch in Time, Stitch in Time. So I know that they're cringing because of Dick Van Dyke's accent.
Finished this one. Started and finished this one. This is for my Harry Potter socks. And I think I made a bunny out of this one.
Could be. Be a good color for one.
This got work on it during my conference for work. Didn't get nearly as much as I expected to get done, but I was also quite tired that day. And I had to take notes, too.
You have a sparkly puzzle piece.
Yeah, it's one of Maureen's puzzle pieces.
That's one of the... That's what the prizes that Maureen said in different colors. Okay. Alrighty. In my... This is one you haven't seen in a while. This is my Stitched by Mimi bag, right? This is by Sandy, right?
Yes, I think so.
Stitched by Mimi? I hope so. Because I love this bag. It's just it's been so long since I've had a chance to use it, I forgot.
I'm pretty sure it's hers.
I'm pretty sure it's Sandy's. Yeah, this was a surprise gift. I loved it. Still love it. My bonfire shawl from the Sock Knitters Shawl pattern by K.F. Jones. And I did a couple rows on this last night or the night before. The whole time we were watching Greatest Showman, it took me 2 hours to get through 2 rows. So... Let's see, I've got yarn tangled up here. There we go. It's getting bigger. You can see.
There you go, that looks more correct.
I just love this. I want this finished. I was wearing something that was... What color was I wearing?
I don't know.
You were going to lend me your brown...
Oh, you were wearing...
Peach.
Yeah.
I was wearing peach, and this might have gone a little bit better than
The
what I
red.
was wearing than the red. I just loved this. And even with the variegation, I was worried that the pattern wouldn't show up, but you can see the pattern just fine. So I have another skein of yarn in this color in it. Did you use all the second skein?
No, nowhere near.
So I have the second skein, and then I have this for the border. So for those of you who haven't seen it, because I have been working on it, and for those who haven't seen it in a while. So that's that. I love this pattern. Kay writes a really nice pattern. I think I've only finished one, but I love the way she writes it.
I finished...
I have 2 or 3 on the needles though, so.
I finished about 4 of her patterns, I think, because I finished 2 of that shawl.
I have 2 of that one on the needles, and I have her Ollivander on the needles.
I finished the one, oh no, I'm sorry, I've done like 5 of hers.
I have like 5 of them, but only 1 is finished.
No, I finished 5 of them if you include the socks that I
Right.
altered for the weight I wanted.
Right. If you're looking for a really well written pattern, she has a very well written patterns. There we go.
Yeah. And I have a 6th one on the go with the Stitch in Time.
And I might have I have one of her blocks on time, her Stitch in Time on as well.
And then I don't know if you'd count these. These kind of get counted as hers.
Yeah.
So 7, 8.
Yeah. Suffice to say, we like her patterns, even if I haven't finished a whole lot of them.
So that's what's next to me. Hi, kitten.
My kitten.
I
had to cajole this to be mine.
Yeah, I almost gave it away, I think.
I wouldn't let you.
In my Crochet and Hoovian bag is the Quicksilver hat. It's the Cove pattern by Sarah Keller, using Lady Fern Co. Long Sport in the Quicksilver colorway. You see who doesn't lose her ball bands.
Oh, Little Miss Perfect.
Yep. And it's for Davina. I worked a repeat, so that's about 7 rows, I think. 6 rows, something like that. I'm still at 5 inches. I need to be at like 7.5. So,
very nice.
So there's her fashionable little
Mesh.
lattice.
She'll love that. It has to be fashionable.
So she actually didn't ask if I worked on it this week. Usually she asks.
She might have forgotten.
Or she might have been trying not to bother me about it.
Yeah.
So.
She was kind of interested in your Hush Hush project.
Yes. Well, she likes the idea that if I do finish one Hush Hush project, another Hush Hush project might follow.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Okay. This one, honestly, I didn't do a whole lot of work on because I tinked back on it and I dropped a stitch and I had to have Ty come and look at it before I did anything else on it. So it's not gotten very far, but I did do a little on the tie and I'm just going to show you briefly. Here it is. Not much change.
I did a little on the tie too.
Yes, you did. Because you tinked back. She did 3 stitches or 4 stitches to finish out the row for me. So I'm not even going to really show you much except for this because it hasn't really changed.
It's a shared project.
Indeed. Okay, so it goes in there. Because I knew that if I went any further and got more problems, I wouldn't finish it. I would have been really annoyed. So I had her look at it. Stopped right where I did it and waited for her to get up.
So next for me is my Minestrone tam, which is the chamomile tam pattern by Maria Wallen. And I'm using Matte Tosh, Tosh DK in the colorways Antique Lace, Phantasm, Flycatcher Blue, Blood Runs Cold, Joshua Shire, and Liquid Gold. And it's in my Silver Shade USA Batman bag. This one has been grateful that I finished the pug because this gets worked on then.
It's really pretty.
So, thank you. It's a little bit muted in colors for my taste.
But still very pretty.
Normally I like my color work a lot brighter.
But it pops okay. I mean, it's not, like your eye stabbing pop, but you can definitely pops.
Yeah. I mean, it works. I'm going to be adding...
I mean, think about the soup. It's not, sunglasses necessary color.
And I have some purple that I'm adding in up here.
Yeah. That's nice. I like this color up here. It's pretty.
Oh, that's the Shire.
And of course it is. And this one down here is pretty. This blue-gray.
Oh, yeah, that is Flycatcher Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Antique Lace. This purple is Phantasm. The blue is Flycatcher Blue. The red is Blood Runs Cold. The darker green is Joshua. The middle green is Shire. Then you have Liquid Gold.
The purple's almost a brown.
It's a very dark purple.
Well, the kidney beans and stuff are really dark.
Right. It almost makes me think of the color. What was his name? The Phantom.
Mm-hmm. It's a little darker, but yeah, just a little.
So, yeah, this got some work on it. I did the, I finished up the Joshua, did the Antique Lace, went into Blood Runs Cold and Flycatcher Blue, and I've started, the, Phantasm up here. So a fair amount of work done on this. I'm going to have a ton of tails to leave in for when I changed,
I'm not going to leave it down. There's a rat tail.
color.
Here, make sure I'm not missing anything. I have a whole section in here that I didn't do anything on. There it is. Okay, my next one is in my Plover Bird sheet bag. Happiness is a Rainbow Project. I think I'm in the middle of the road with this. This is using, I think it's the Gnome colorway of the Mandela DK. So
Oh, wow.
it's moving along.
Now, is it just that one skein that you're using?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes in there. It's like 500 and some odd yards.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm in the middle of the row. So,
Right. You're definitely in the yellow now, though.
definitely in the yellow here. It would, like this.
And you're definitely like right smack dab in the middle.
So that's, I might have to work on this tonight if my hand doesn't bother me. The weather's been really bad the last couple of days, so I haven't been able to do a whole lot with my hands. But it's coming along. You can't see what the ends are because, you know, they're bunched up. But this is going to be kind of a scarfy, kind of shawlette shawl type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to probably block it. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that yellow pop is really something else.
It's definitely there.
I mean, and after the yellow, I think it's going to calm down again because it goes into the green and the blue. It goes into green, then blue, then kind of a more of a muted kind of green, and then a purple again. So it's a different purple. No, it's the same purple.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me think that if this had been a larger skein, then it would have gone back to the pink and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a nice touch to have it end on the purple.
Yeah, it is.
So this is really fun. I don't remember what the... Let me see if it had a ball band. This is 590 yards, DK, and it's 100% acrylic. But it's really soft for acrylic and just a little fuzzy, which is kind of unusual for acrylic. But it's very soft. Very soft. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. And with size 7, it should go fairly quickly, I hope. Just work on it. And I like going to the next color,
Although it takes a while to get to the next
It does. And my hands, I have to pay attention to my hands as opposed to my eyes.
Yeah.
So,
if it was slightly less long or slightly shorter repeats, it'd be a little bit more
well, the problem,
addictive.
yeah, it had to be the repeats and not the length, because if it was the same width for all the colors, all that would mean is I have to do more repeats of it. So you're still doing the same. But
So, my next project is in my Plover Bird Creepy Llamas bag. And it's a secret project. It's gotten a fair amount of work on it. guys also know that when I have a secret project, it tends to be a design in progress. So there's that.
Yay. Okay. All right, let's see here.
I'll be happy if I finish one design this year, just because it's
been a rough year.
yeah.
Okay, my next one is in, which bag is it in? My Ploverbird tea time bag. Pink and purple tea time bag. That just says everything. This is my Sherwood shawl from the TGV High Speed Knitting Pattern by Susan Ashcroft. The yarn was gifted to me by Laura Smoot a couple years ago. That's my yarn I didn't want to do anything with because I was afraid to ruin it type of thing. So I'm making progress on this. I really love the colors of this. Let's see here. I guess this is actually the top, so right now it looks like it might
It's a
be,
very thin shawl.
yeah, it seems to be, doesn't it? But I still have quite a bit of yarn.
Mhm.
So the depth might, you know, because it doesn't have the increases the way mine does. You know, so you can't, there's no spine in this.
Mhm.
So
It's spineless.
spineless. Isn't that gorgeous? Just look at that yarn. So pretty. And I'm using US 10.5, 6.5 millimeter needles for this.
Mhm.
You'd think I'd go faster, but I don't. This is just, I was going to try and get it done from Maryland Sheep and Wool, and my hands just said no. My hands and my butterfly brain. So, Laura, you know I'm working on it. You know I love it. I just couldn't finish it from Maryland Sheep and Wool. So, you know, I'm
It's
not
okay. She's judging you in her
She
heart.
told me not to hurt my hands, so I took her at her word.
She's judging you in her heart.
And that's okay.
As do we all.
I can take the hit.
So, in my Silvershed USA Autumn bag are the Diana's blocks. This is the Stitch in Time. I don't know why I put person as a pattern. Pattern by
Stitching time person.
Yeah, pattern by KF Jones. I'm using scrap fingering weight yarns. And I'm started this because I figured I'd need something to do with the scraps I have from Diana's hats. But it's not going to be all that I have for Diana's hats. I have, you know, whatever leftovers in the hitchhike or whatever I always use fingering weight for. Which will be mostly Diana's hats, but I think I was still on this square last week, so I'm still on this square. Didn't work a whole lot on it.
Oh, right.
It's actually the same yarn as this one here. It's opal. It's just a different part of the yarn.
I think that's so strange. Look how differently it came out.
Oh, it's very different. Well, because it's one of those self-patterning yarns.
Yeah. That's really strange.
So,
Huh.
yeah, you would think that it was completely different, which works out well for me since I had to reuse it.
And you said this was what count for this?
45 stitch count.
So mine's going to be, wait a minute, 45 for this across? For the square?
It's 45 between this and this.
Okay, so my thing will probably be, my four square will probably about this big.
What, are you casting on 45?
I think I'm doing 41 actually, so it'll be a little smaller.
If you're casting on 41, because I cast on 45 to start.
That's what I said. I think I'm doing 41.
Okay, so your square will be a little smaller
Just a little
than
smaller. I think that's what I did.
than one of mine.
It's approximately that size. I think that's what I did. I'd have to check.
Now, granted, you're also using a heavier weight.
Oh, that's right. That's fingering.
This is fingering.
Right. So it might be about the same size.
Yeah. Because for my
If I did 41, I might be doing 45 as well.
for my worsted weight one, that is smaller squares, I did 35. And it's about this size, maybe a little bigger. And then this one here on my lap is 55.
No. What did that do?
I don't know what you did. So,
Okay.
once I finish with this opal, I'll have 3 more squares to go before I edge it.
Cool.
But I'm just taking my time on it. I kind of want to get my big lap one done. I'm not in a rush for this one since I don't have a whole lot of fingering weight yarn, since I don't make a whole lot of fingering weight projects.
You do what you can.
Okay. So there's no rush for it.
In my Silver Shed USA Crocheting Hoovian Potiversary bag, happy
Excuse me.
Potiversary, Laura, for her 3-year Potiversary. It's my medium bag.
Mm-hmm.
Is the wee okay, so they say it's your birthday project, the Wheat Cupcake pattern. Sue, congratulations on finishing yours.
Mm-hmm.
Made me want to it made me take mine out. And so I fixed what I thought was a mistake myself. It wasn't a mistake. I don't have very far to go. I've done the buttonhole. I've done the little baby sleeves. It's not really sleeves, but
Cap sleeves.
cap sleeves. So you can kind of
Aw.
see it's kind of a little cardigan. I'm a little concerned with how open this is. I think that's when I learn how to do this, I'm going to have to maybe seam this.
Mm-hmm.
Or not seam it, but stitch it right here.
Mhm.
There's like a little hole there or where I did this. Because you have to bind off a certain amount of stitches and then you have to go ahead and do the rest of the pattern. And so it's a little loose. And I guess I'll have to maybe tighten that little stitch there. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. My husband loves this yarn. It's KR Dyes or Kim Dyes. I'm not sure what her shop is right now, but it's really soft. And this is a bulky yarn. I think Sue said she did hers in a worsted. So she said it was a little small. But I'm enjoying this. It's a lot of fun.
And if you did like super bulky, you'd be able to have it for a slightly larger child.
Yeah, but you'd have to make sure you have enough yarn. This is what I have left. I hope I'm going to have enough.
I think you will.
I know Kim said she got one out. It was one out of it. So hopefully my gauge isn't that far off. All right.
So, in my Sewshed USA Fun in the Woman Cave bag is 42. That's a Hitchhiker pattern by Martina Bim. I'm using Marigold Jen Yarns BFL Extra Long Sock in the colorway Sidewalk Chalk. And I literally chose this yarn because it had enough yardage. And it was one of the ones in my stash that I didn't have to worry about making sure I had 2 skeins. So, this got some work on it. I was working on it while I was waiting for to be called in for taxes. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've done 17 teeth so far out of 42. So,
A ways to go yet.
yeah. It's kind of addictive because you tell yourself one more tooth. And I mean, it's definitely not wide enough yet.
Be a nice scar.
So that'll be that.
All right, my next one is in my, let's see here, Petty's Kim Knits Dusty Rose flower bag here. This bag here, haven't had a chance to change it out yet. It's very cramped in here. This is my You Are My Sunshine project. Now this is a hat as it stands. I don't know if it's going to stay a hat. It might become a lemon owl because it's really very bulletproof. I mean, it does stretch, but I don't know. What do you think?
Far away. Yeah, I think it should be an owl.
It might be an owl. We'll see what happens. But I don't know. Then I'm not going to change colors for it, though. I mean, I don't think. Because all they do is put eyes in it anyway.
Right.
So I might just make it a bird of some kind. Maybe a bird of sunshine or something.
Canary.
Canary, yeah. So, at any rate, whatever this is, I made some progress on it. Not a whole lot, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. But this is very thick yarn. I mean, it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like a rug yarn, but not quite. And it'll make a nice toy, and I think this will make a nice blanket, to be honest with you. I mean, this is just really, really thick. You can see it's fraying here. It's just, I guess that's the ply.
Yeah, it's not a very tight ply.
No, it's not a very tight ply at all. But this is Cindy Wood loom, and I believe
it's probably
it's a half. This is a 1/2 inch. I thought a 1/2 inch was for bulky, but maybe it's for worsted. I have to go back and look.
Is it acrylic?
This is acrylic.
That fraying looked kind of acrylic-y.
I'm sorry?
That fraying kind of looked acrylic-y.
Yeah. But, you know, if that's what it is, if it's just because it's on the wrong loom, then I might take it off and put it on something else.
Right.
So
It's not the loom's fault.
No, it's not even the yarn's fault. It's just, you know, if I do the wrong project, then it's the wrong project. Okay. Alrighty then.
So my last one,
Where does this come from?
I didn't see what you took it off of.
Oh, I know what this comes from.
So this is in my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scum bag. It's the King of Humbug.
It
And
said humbug though.
no, it does. It does. It actually says Prince of Humbug on the hat.
I didn't see it when
It's
I watched the movie.
Humbug. The prince is right above Humbug, off to the right a little bit. But he turns the hat when he puts it on.
I didn't see it.
No, it's there. It's the Diana's Hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. I'm using Lady Fernico Creations Merino Nylon Fingering, the colorway Barnum. And I worked on this during Greatest Showman. Not quite at the point where I can think of doing decreases.
So when you do decreases, do you just switch to DPNs?
When it's small enough.
You have to show me that because I'm almost there with the Angel hat. You can do the closure with Magic Loop too, though, right?
No, you can.
What did
I
you
just
do?
my tail tangled with my
Oh,
working yarn. It's got
it looks like the ply kind of stuck up. too.
yeah. There we go. So, but yeah, I'm not quite at that point where I'd need to start thinking of decreases.
Nice.
So,
Pretty pair of socks, I think.
although I've not really been in a sock knitting mood.
Right.
Um,
I'm just making an observation.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Not that there's any in the shop right now.
No, there's none in the shop right now. Okay, my next one. Oh, I guess this is my final one? I guess it is. This is my Words, Words, Words bag, and this was given to me by Christina. Thank you, Christina. And this is Lady Caprice. She's a new project. And this is my Tara the Turtle from Franciscan Gypsy Designs.
guys.
The yarn is Lady Fernico by Kathy Yarn and I. Let's see.
Start with the shell.
I started with the shell because I wanted to see how my yarn worked out. I'm using, let me see here, 3.5 millimeter E-hook. The yarn I is this Lady Fernico Creations is the yarn and I. And then I'm using Marigold Jen in Tangerine Speedo. And Villainous is Dragonfly Fibers. So that's going to be Tara.
Is the Tangerine Speedo the underneath of the shell?
No, Tangerine Speedo will be the head and
Okay.
all that because I think this will be too dark.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, whatever you feel works best.
I'll figure out when I get there. So, I like this pattern. Tellurite's a good pattern.
Thank you.
And I was getting tired of doing the same turtles over and over again. Generally, I do Biddy because she's small. I love both Biddy and Timmy, but I wanted to...
Biddy's a he.
Anyway, I wanted to change, and I like Tara.
You hurt Biddy's feelings.
My Biddy is not a he,
Well, the pattern's a he.
so that's that. I'm not doing pattern. I'm doing people. So that's that.
He's not people either.
He's not people. All right, go ahead. Are you-
I don't have.
Oh, okay. Any FOs?
No.
All right, let's see here. All right, we have
I'm
stash.
sorry, guys.
Stash enhancement?
We do have stash
Yes, we
enhancement.
do.
I have two. How many do you have?
Just the one. I think it's just the one. I mean, I picked up some patterns, but they were, either freebies or whatever, and I don't have any thing to show you.
Well,
for
since
that.
we go every other, let me go with my one of mine first, and you go to this one. So I got a Plum Deluxe bag for the month, and I haven't tried this one yet. Cozy Tranquil Dream Herbal Tea. It's a little sample one, and it is rose hips, orange peel, chamomile, lemongrass, hibiscus, and spearmint. No caffeine. Then Oregon Breakfast Decaf Tea, which is an oldie but goodie. This is Honeybush Tea, Orange Peels, Hazelnut Essence, Love and Gratitude. This is one of the first ones I liked for them, actually.
That's a good tea.
One of the first ones I ordered. And then Orange Blossom Herbal Tea, which is Honeybush Tea, Orange Peel, Apple Pieces, Erica Flowers, Orange Essence, Love and Gratitude, no caffeine.
Very cool.
So, there we go.
Okay, and my tea today did not come from one of Taya's packages. I got my own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my own Club Deluxe package. I think Andy probably fell out of his chair when I finally got an order in, if he even remembers who I am. Okay, my sample is the Reading Nook Blend Black Tea. This is really good. I can't remember which one it is, but I remember liking it.
That was one of the, another one of the trees. That tea was very popular when I first started.
Yeah, this has black tea, rosebuds, lavender, chamomile, love, gratitude, natural flavor, caffeine. And then I got the one I'm drinking, which is the chocolate hazelnut, and I already told you what was in that. Okay. I got white chocolate peppermint herbal, which is what Ty is drinking right now, and she already told you what's in that, so I won't go through that again. And then I got Brunch in Paris black tea, which is, it says, transport yourself to a dreamy place in one sip. All organic, black tea, honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, orange pieces, orange essence. Has caffeine. No love and gratitude.
Nope, no love and gratitude.
So I'm looking forward to tasting that one.
Well, it's in Paris. I guess they figure there's enough love.
And this is my deluxe tea sugar. Okay, he has sugar, he has honey, he has all kinds of stuff. Sweeten the deal without changing the flavor. Our favorite sugar for tea.
And it really is true about tea sugar.
Yeah,
it doesn't
is.
change the flavor.
So that was mine, and I'm enjoying it immensely.
And then the other thing I had come in was something I joined on Facebook, a Nut Knitting Colorwork group. You had to request to join, and someone mentioned this book. Now it isn't filled with a bunch of pictures.
I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, because she was excited. She keeps saying the full name for TM, which
It's Tamasham or
something like that. And I think she likes the full word because she refuses to call them TMs. She probably knows like the fashion history of them or something. But it is mostly talking about how to create your own TM and sizing of TMs, some color combinations. It's more of a design book than it is anything else. So, I do have to read through this at some point. It's not quite what I anticipated, but I think it'll be a useful book.
Did you just think it was going to be patterns?
I did. And it wasn't one that you could look on the inside of.
Didn't it have a description?
Yeah, I just couldn't get a really good idea of it. But I think it'll be useful as well.
I'm sure it will.
I think I got drawn in by the pretties.
Yeah. I like that black and white. That's pretty.
Yeah. It's black, white, and gray, actually.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that's that.
Okay.
Autobiography?
Let's see here. I don't really have... do you have autobiography? Anything for that? Anything about the hats or whatever?
None of the
Okay.
hats, but...
Author obsession, writing. I haven't done a lot of writing, but I am doing prompting again this month. I did do a poem I did it last week. I forgot to say something. Just kind of a really rough draft kind of thing that they seemed to like. I kind of thought was not my best stuff, but that's okay. It was writing. But nothing much after that. We've been doing a lot of brainstorming, but we haven't really done it much in the way of writing. The Etsy shop, all the packages are now out. Everybody who has ordered the Autism Awareness colorways pre-order, they are all out. I will be starting, I don't know exactly when, but I hope to put a few more skeins of autism colorways up in the shop for those of you who missed it. and had expressed an interest in it, it will, I'm not sure when it'll go up. It depends on when I can get the time to dye something. It's okay to be different. It's a little time consuming, especially. I do have at least one skein of, the See the Potential. I have a sport weight that is available, and I may have a worsted as well, but I have to wait and see because somebody might want that, so I'm waiting to see. But the sport weight is available, and I haven't put it up yet, but it's there. And I appreciate all that you've done for that, because a percentage of what I sell of the autism awareness colorways is going to Autism Society. Okay, not all of it, a portion. I want to be upfront and transparent about that. Okay. All right. Did you read anything or?
Yeah. I had mentioned Brother Cadfael last week as a good suggestion for people who liked history and liked cozy mysteries. Particularly mentioning them for him for Dan and Kay.
I was going to say Kay and Day and Can.
And then I ended up starting and finishing 3 of the Brother Cadfael books, and starting a 4th.
Which is why I don't have my shared story.
Actually, it's not really the reason why you don't have a shared story.
Okay.
I started and finished Monk's Hood, St. Peter's Fair, The Leper of St. Giles, and started The Virgin and the Ice. And they're quite a few books.
They're quick reads.
Yeah, they're quick reads. So, yeah, I've done a fair amount of reading, and it's not my fault. It's Dan and Kay's.
I did finish Heir to the Empire, the book itself, but there's a novella at the end of it. And it's about Thrawn, so I'm reading that right now. And I didn't realize it's quite a long novella, because I thought, this will be 30, 40 pages and I'll be done. No, this is like, I don't know how many pages.
It might be an intro to his Thrawn book that's coming out.
It could
soon.
be, I don't know.
I think it's already come out.
But as soon as I finish this book, I will be putting the Star Wars aside for a little while, because Patrick Carr's book has come out and I want to read that. But then I'm going to go back to it because I love Timothy Zahn's writing. He's really good. And I keep slowing down for Heir because it has Heir to the Empire, because it has all these little footnotes, and I want to read all the footnotes. So it's really a good.
The other books do not have footnotes, so should we read that?
And that's what I'm saying. That'll go really quick. Okay. Do you have anything else? All right. I did want to read something from Laura's book. I said I would, and it's in the same page actually. So this is Knitting Ephemera. Knitting Ephemera. Okay.
What does ephemera even mean?
I think it's like, ephemeral. It's like gauzy, or I'd have to go look it up, but I think that's what it means. Anyway, what I'm going to read here is thus. Let's see.
I guess otherworldly is another...
that's not exactly the same. I got more like, it's not that it's insubstantial, but it's just kind of floating all over the place, Okay. According to knitting expert Mary Thomas, the first knitting needles were made of copper wire, with a hook at one end, and were used in Arabian and Mediterranean countries.
Now bending.
We know that the hookless needles we're familiar with today were in use by the 12th or 13th centuries based on the artifacts and paintings. Early knitting needles were made out of whatever substances the knitter could find: bone, ivory, wood, wire, bamboo, and steel. Modern needles may use untraditional substances like carbon, glass, acrylic, casein, a protein derived from milk, aluminum, and plastic. So that is your knitting fact for today, okay? All right, now, I do want to thank Knitty Girl, who is Heidi, for mentioning us on her podcast. She mentioned our Cal. And we want to thank Missy and Ellen's Crafts. That's Lorraine. I'm sorry, Lorraine, but you already are known. We already mentioned you, so I'm not worried about it. Tell me if you don't want me to do that. And then Brenna, want to thank you for your YouTube comments, and we'd like to thank everybody who commented on Ravelry as well. Are we podcasting Monday?
That's the plan.
Okay, so we hope to see you here Monday.
It'll probably be in the morning because I think I work Sunday night.
Well, whatever time it is, we'll figure that out when we get to it. But we do want to wish everyone a week full of knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, hand dyeing, spinning, whatever it is that makes you happy, craft-wise or otherwise. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 304, and that's a wrap.
Bye.